Shapeshifters feature this evening Wanda du Toit, who's the owner, the co-founder, the creative director of Commerce. What is Commerce? Well, where have you been if you don't know what Commerce is? I didn't know what Commerce was. And it's been around 13 years, Wanda.
Yes. Hi, Bruce. Thank you very much for inviting me on the show.
Describe Commerce. I've got an idea of a nice little house, the sort of house you might find in Harfield Village in Cape Town or in Parkhurst in Johannesburg.
Yes.
Lots of little rooms, unrenovated, wooden floors, high ceilings, pressed steel ceilings, little tables, covered in trinkets and all sorts of gorgeousness. Explain Commerce to me.
Well, that is actually how it started and where the name comes from. It used to be called Kamers vol Geskenke 14 years ago, actually.
Rooms full of gifts.
Rooms full of gifts. So 14 years ago. I'm actually not the founder. I joined 3 years later. But so 14 years ago, a couple of friends got together in Stellenbosch. And you know that stage where that you reach, your children's now gone off to school and suddenly you are left and thinking, oh my word, what now? Anyway, so Amelia and a couple of friends decided on just hosting a market at Lisa Marie's house. And indeed, they emptied Lisa Marie's house completely and filled the rooms, all the rooms, the bedrooms, etc., with craft. And at that stage, the first show had 40 traders that exhibited, and 400 Stellenbosch women came to the house and visited. So yes, and that's where the name comes from. So you're quite right.
so that's the genesis
Yes,
of it.
yes.
The first one happened in Stellenbosch, and you joined then 3 years later.
Yes.
Was that then the expansion that started very informally? It sounds like
It really has been an incredibly organic growth process, Commerce. You know, we started, as I say, very small, and we finally had 4 partners, business partners, all women. You know, it's essentially a female run company, and our traders, our makers, and our visitors are mostly women. And yes, so it was very small in the beginning, and after about year 4, year 5, it suddenly just took off, you know, and it has been growing.
What was the catalyst for that?
I wonder what it was. It was just we actually, the year it happened, we had the event on Wendy Applebaum's farm in Stellenbosch. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if it was because of who it was, but you know what? It just things just I think we got more publicity and it just happened. And now,
13 years on,
Yes.
you're doing lots of Commerce.
Yes, we have 5 events nationally now. And last year, you know, we had 58,000 visitors. We have, at each show, we have, it's an average of 130 exhibitors. Makers, we call them, at every show now. So, and we sort of have gone back to the idea of Commerce rooms in a way, because we are using a couple of schools, St. John's College being the last one we used now. So we've sort of gone back in that. Into
But with that number of people coming through, and what's interesting about the format that you do, you actually charge a fee at the door.
Yes.
That's how much people want to get into these things. 58,000 people a year are prepared to pay $200 each in order to get in.
Oh, you mean the visitors to?
Yes.
No. We only charge 70 rand
But people are still prepared to pay money to get into a market.
Look, we get a bit of flack now and then, you know, because of it. But one of the reasons being, I really don't want 40,000 people through one show. You know, I really think that the quality, if you visit a Commerce show, your experience is so important. So I would rather limit the feet going through a show, you know, and then so that's one of the reasons why we charge. And the second, of course, we are a completely self-funded company. So have been until this year. Now we have an ABSA sponsorship, so we have to pay. You know, it's a very expensive little exercise. So
how involved is ABSA then? I mean, if they're prepared to come and sponsor you, or do they start dictating who, what, when, and how, or are they good silent partners in this?
Well, it's a new relationship. You know,
don't be dictated to by the sponsor. Don't be dictated to.
I promise you, it's very okay.
It's interesting because it's about the integrity, is it not, of the process, and it's about the integrity of the suppliers and keeping it. So there's a sponsor. That's all well and good.
Well, Sorry, I'm very.
No,
I always interrupt. So
the
thing is, I've been very reluctant to take on a sponsor or to join up with a sponsor in the past, because we are so proud of our independence, and we are so proud of of that, and having, just managed this thing on our own. But ABSA, they are amazing. We work with a fantastic guy called Aldu. So essentially what they're doing is they have implemented the cashless payment system. So now it's a new thing for ABSA. So they're using us as a little, it's like a trial. Okay. So at Karma's you can't use cash at all.
But that's also a problem with so many of these markets, especially if you're going to a market where there's a lot of really good quality craft stuff happening, and you might buy a tablecloth or a duvet cover that's been hand embroidered that costs in the thousands of rand. Nobody goes to things like that with that much cash, or you shouldn't be carrying that much cash around with you in 21st century South Africa. So it makes sense.
No. So yes, it is. It became a very high risk. We have women. I mean, as I say, mostly women. Having in the past, having to go home at night with shopping bags full of cash, so it became dangerous, especially now that we are trading in Gauteng.
Now.
So, and also it's just better. It's the way forward. Most festivals in South Africa now are going to go cashless, and I think, I just think that's the future.
How does one become a supplier? If one goes into your local home industry, one understands that there's, they're very nice tea cozies that somebody's crocheted, and they're lovely, but they're not necessarily going to make the grade to get into a Karma's exhibition. Who curates what makes the grade and what does not make the grade? Because you've set up, you created a brand, you've created a standard, you've got to maintain it.
Yes, well, I'm that is sort of my baby. I'm the head curator, and with my team. But so you apply online. And then the first viewing is online. We look at your photographs and what you're doing, and et cetera, your job, the job creation, et cetera, that you provide. And then if we think we'd like to meet you, we invite you into our studio for a viewing. And there we really meet you, see what you're doing, and help you. And I think that is the one thing that makes Karma stand out beyond any market exhibition in the country, is we really spend a lot of time with our exhibitors. And even, at that point when you come into our studio for a viewing, we don't know if we're going to select you or not yet, because we see so many people.
You might have 10 people who make beautiful tea cozies, but you can't have 10 lots of tea cozies in an exhibition of 130 exhibitors.
No, look, it really is a difficult process, because you have to have the mix right of the. It is like curating an exhibition. Your mix has to be right. Your price points have to be right. Yeah. So no, you can't have 10. Tea cozy.
Tea cozies are crucial.
Absolutely.
But not that crucial. Mo in Pretoria, you've been accepted for a Karma's audition next week. Are you terrified?
Hello.
Are you terrified?
I'm terrified not to be on the radio. I'm more terrified not to be on the radio than I am for next week.
What are you taking, Mo? What are you taking with you? What are you good at?
Well, I'm an origami artist, so I make swans from paper. And so I've been making it for quite some time now, but I stopped making them. And my sister actually invited me to one of the shows last year, and actually brought out the whole idea back to me, like to make this thing for money and actually exhibited, and people really like it a lot. And I sent some to the team at Kamers, and they really liked it. So hopefully, when I go in for my actual audition next week, they will choose me to go at the market.
If they don't, Mo, you let us know. You phone us, and we'll sort out Wanda du Toit. Mo, good luck next week. Break a leg. I hope you do well. What does Mo need to know? That rhymed, Wanda, before she comes to see you.
So, Mo, hi. I must say, she makes such an incredible product. It's her two swans that she sent down.
She's in there, isn't she?
Oh, she's beautiful. No, but but she knows, and we have communicated to her that she's going to have to expand her range. She can't have a whole stand with one product. You know what I'm saying? With a swan. So we're very excited to work with her and take it further. So, yes, that is, we just love doing that, just to,
but you've got people with exceptional talent. And if they can be cultivated and have their mind broadened just a little bit and say,
that's a thing.
Try different stuff. Have the courage to expand your great skill. And that's what you do. Have you launched great careers?
Oh, we have, I must say, we people that arrive, for the first interview, audition, like Mo says, with one product, like, say, for instance, Mo, or a little, I remember this woman, she arrived with one little pot of nail cream that she had made, and now she is in Woolies, for shame for all her sins, but she's and she's won an international award, so it really, there are so many of those stories. And then what happens, of course, is they become too big for us. And of Bruce, you do know, your listeners do know that Kamers is completely 100% South African, homegrown, local product.
And that's what it's got to be, because it's also, my sense is you're going beyond the crafting market. You actually want people to create substantial, small, sustainable businesses.
Yes, no, absolutely. Look, we are an engine for entrepreneurship. That's really what we are. And we, yes. And it's a safe platform for people to launch their businesses.
What sort of things do you have in the repertoire right now? You've got 130 exhibitors. Yes. My sense of it is that this isn't a cake sale. This is tangible stuff. People are making beautiful lingerie bags or whatever it might be, but really quite active home industries.
It's really high-end design and craft. It really, really is. And matches up to anything, in the world. So, of course, we are in the lucky position that we can really choose the best because there is a demand, for it to be in the show. But yes, no, we everything from clothing, the fashion, accessories, jewelry, right through to food. Olive oil, beautiful, all artisan foods that we sell, wine, small and all small businesses.
Yeah. No, Wanda, what do you need? What don't you have in your repertoire that you wish somebody would bring to you? A great idea, something that would round off the Kamers experience even more.
Oh my word.
That one got you.
I don't know. Oh my word! I don't know.
I'll let you stew on that one for a moment, because so many market concepts run the risk of becoming tired because they do the same stuff over and over and over. How do you keep it fresh?
I know. Look, that is. I mean, for us, for 14 years. I mean, to grow a business for 14 years and to keep it fresh every time round, 5 shows a year. It is a very, very difficult task. But we also, we work with artists. We have curators doing exhibitions, and then we have an incredible, nice lineup of live music, local music always. And we also have a program called Incubate, where we sponsor young entrepreneurs, young children, under 28, with a brand new business. And that is really how we keep what we do fresh. We just, add things into the mix.
And I was interested while I was spying on you earlier today to see you've also got an online offering. So you then take Kamers, the experience, and you actually put the product online as well, which gives quite a good feel as to what you do offer. And it's beautiful stuff.
Yes, thank you. But yes, we do. We've just bought shares in a company called Shopstar, which is an online marketplace, a fantastic concept. And yes, it's the future, you know. I mean, I think that is the way to go. And it also gives your exhibitors more opportunity. You know, I want them to grow with us. And how can I explain it? I want to give them as much opportunity as I can to grow their businesses and to actually have a platform from which to sell. You know, the chain stores, It's
you're not a fan of the chain stores, clearly, because it's a commoditized product,
yes.
and this is. But that gives you the room to be different,
and that is so nice. And I really believe that the small businesses like Karma's and many like us, we look after the makers in South Africa. What too often the chains, they copy, they take the designs, they take it overseas.
We've heard of that.
I'm extremely outspoken about it, and maybe I must now not.
No, we like it. We like it. You be outspoken. The next Karma is happening on the 1st to the 5th of June at the Castle in Cape Town. Yes. That's a wonderful venue because it's just so atmospheric and has got so much history attached to it. Yeah. Edward in Sandton, you like the sound of Karma's, do you?
Hi, Bruce. Yes, I think I just want to applaud what Magda is doing, because our country right now needs to encourage and celebrate people who can work with their hands and who can make stuff. And I think the concept itself should be connected to the dilemma and crisis that we have in education. Because many of our young people leave schools and they can't work because they're not employable. So I think it's beyond just, I know it's a pet business for Magda, but I just wanted to link it to the challenge that we have as a country.
But Edward, I mean, this is Edward Kisvetter who's given us a call this evening. Edward, I mean, the mentorship aspect of this as well, and the ability of Karma's now in its 14th year to take people who might have a really great skill but don't have the faintest idea to develop that into a business. This mentorship angle is what is so powerful about this.
Well, I think the important thing is, first of all, to celebrate people who work with their hands. We celebrate people who are actuaries and accountants and lawyers. And as a country, we don't celebrate enough. And we've lost a generation of artisans and apprentices. And I think it is that connection that I make. Just the fact that Karma's not only provides an opportunity, but also is for people to make money in selling their wares, but also an opportunity to showcase the importance of that to our economy.
Edward Kisvetter, thanks for your call this evening. Just what the country needs. So there's a good stamp of approval for you, Wanda. But yeah, the Cape Town exhibition, and then you'll be in Pretoria next, I take it?
No, the next show is actually at the end of September at Galleria in Kramerville, which I believe is becoming quite hip and happening. Galleria is a new venue that will be completed early September, I think. And yes, so we're doing a second Joburg show because, you know, it's also fantastic up there. And then we do Stellenbosch at the end of October. Yes, and then Pretoria, end of November.
Extraordinary schedule you've got to keep. But I wish you luck with it. I really do. You're growing, you're making a big difference, and you're having an impact on South Africans who do beautiful things, and you're creating an environment in which they can distribute their wares and grow their businesses. The creative director at Karma's, Wanda du Toit, tonight's Shapeshift.